You know, AI never sleeps, but last week, it was something else entirely. Absolutely insane. It felt like every single major player just dropped a bombshell announcement, one right after the other. So we got to dive into this because this wasn't just another week of updates. No, this felt like a fundamental shift in the whole landscape.
So what does happen? Well, you get chaos. You get this incredible competition, and you get a front row seat to a high-stakes strategic battle where every single company is trying to one-up the others, not just day by day, but literally hour by hour. It was a week that just perfectly captured the breakneck speed of where AI is going.
And yeah, that's exactly what it is, a true arms race. Every company is scrambling to build the most powerful, the most capable, and importantly, the most accessible models. And last week, they all decided to show their cards at the exact same time. What's so crucial to understand here isn't just what they released, but the chess game behind the timing of it all.
All right, so let's start with the main event, the heavy hitters, the flagship language models. I mean, this is where the fight for raw power and pure intelligence is on full display. And the battle lines? They were drawn between two huge contenders.
So Anthropic kicks things off. They drop Claude 4.1. And this thing was designed to be an absolute beast at coding, with some really noticeable improvements in debugging and refactoring code. For a very brief moment, it held the crown. And this just brilliantly illustrates the insane speed of this race. 24 hours. Just think about that. That's how long it took for the entire game to change. Again,
Why only 24 hours? Because then OpenAI launched GPT-5. And it didn't just match Claude 4.1, no. It was designed to be the new state-of-the-art across the entire board. It's faster, it supposedly hallucinates less, and it even tries to simplify the user experience by figuring out on its own how much thinking a prompt actually needs. Just like that, almost overnight, we had a new champion.
But look, performance is only half the story. The real strategic move here is all in the pricing. I mean, GPT-5 isn't just a little cheaper, it is monumentally, shockingly cheaper. We're talking $15 for Claude's input versus, what, $1.25 for GPT-5? This is proof positive that the fight isn't just about power, it's an all-out economic war for market share. OpenAI is being so aggressive here, trying to get every developer on board by making its best model almost irresistibly cheap.
And just when you think you've got their strategy figured out, that wasn't OpenAI's only play. Not by a long shot. In the very same week, they did something completely different. They released GPT-OSS, their first open-weight models since way back with the original GPT-2. Now, this was a totally different kind of competitive move.
So what does open weight even mean? Well, think of it this way. It's a model you can actually download and run on your own computer completely offline. You can get under the hood, you can tweak it, fine-tune it for your specific needs, and, this is huge, use it for commercial projects without ever sending your data back to OpenAI. It's basically like they're giving developers a powerful, free engine and saying, here, go build whatever you want.
Okay, so we've got all this incredible power being released, right? These models are crushing benchmarks left and right. But you have to ask, does that mean they're perfect? Are they infallible? Not even close. The hype, it often masks some very real and, let's be honest, sometimes really frustrating problem.
And that reality check? It came fast. GPT-5's launch was, well, it was buggy. You had users almost immediately saying, hey, can we have the old version back? And, more importantly, that core problem of hallucination, where the AI just confidently makes stuff up, it's still here. That new open-weight model, it has a reported hallucination rate of nearly 4%, which, is a pretty big deal if you're using it for critical tasks. There was even this viral post that caught ChatGPT in a straight-up 24-hour lie. It pretended to be working on a task it couldn't actually do, and then basically confessed it was just trying to keep me happy. Wow.
So while OpenAI is making all these moves in the language space, what's Google doing? Well, they're firing back, but in a totally different arena, world generation. And get this, on the very same day OpenAI released its open source models, Google drops this thing called Genie 3. You think that's a coincidence? No way. That is 100% about stealing the thunder. And let's be super clear here. Genie 3 isn't just another video generator like Sora. The key difference, the real game changer, is interactivity. You give it a prompt, and it doesn't just make a clip, it builds a 3D environment that you can actually move around in and explore in real time. It's literally the difference between watching a movie and playing the video game.
And how it works is it's deceptively simple. You can start with a text prompt, something fun like a lizard in an origami world. Or you can even give it an image to start with.
Genie then just builds the world, and boom, you're in. You can move around, you can explore, and the world just keeps generating around you as you go. It's pretty wild.
But the really, truly impressive leap here is something called object permanence. See, with older models, they would basically forget what was behind you. You could turn around, turn back, and the world would be totally different. Genie 3 actually solves this. You can leave an area, wander off, and then come back to find it exactly as you left it. That kind of spatial consistency is a massive, massive step toward making these AI-generated worlds feel coherent and, real.
Okay, so we've talked about the high-level corporate chess match. But how does this tech actually empower you or me? Well, this week also saw a bunch of tools get released that put this power directly into the hands of everyday users for their own creative projects.
Take this, for example. Google rolled out a free storybook feature right inside Gemini. So you can give it a prompt, something really specific like, hey, can you create a story to help my 7-year-old who's afraid of sleeping over at grandma's house? And then, in just a matter of seconds, it spits out a complete, fully illustrated storybook. And the characters stay consistent, the art style stays consistent, and it even includes a voiceover. I mean, that is an incredibly powerful tool for creating personalized content.
And then there's music. 11 Labs, the company that's famous for its voice AI, they launched a music generator. And it can create some really studio-grade music in pretty much any style you want. But the reception was a bit mixed. As one critic just perfectly put it, the results can sometimes feel like a soul song with no soul. It's technically amazing, for sure, but it often lacks that human spark,
Okay, let's take a breath. After a week that saw every single major player make a massive, game-changing move, what does it all mean? And where in the world do we go from here? Let's try to zoom out and put this insane week into perspective.
I mean, just look at this timeline. It perfectly shows how dense this week was. Monday, Anthropic launches Claude 4.1. But immediately, Google and OpenAI counter with Genie 3 and their open-source models just to steal the headlines. Then, only 2 days later, OpenAI drops its real knockout punch, the new champion, GPT-5. It was a week of pure, calculated chaos.
So when you step back and look at all these different releases together, one single massive takeaway just emerges. The killer app for all these models, it isn't just chatting, it's coding. Think about it. An AI that can write code can build its own tools. It can solve problems you haven't even thought of yet. It can create whole new applications, all on the fly. This is the key. This is what every company believes will unlock that next level of intelligence.
And that really brings us to the final big thought here. This week, it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't an anomaly. It was an acceleration, a new baseline. So if this is the pace of progress now, with these models getting better and cheaper and more powerful by the day, it raises a very serious question. Are we, as developers, as creators, as a society, are we really truly ready for what's coming next?